Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. We're going to be talking about WWE's Monday Night Raw. This is the go-home show to get us to WrestleMania as we look at the Monday Night Raw 5-point preview. We look at the fact that we're getting a Seth Rollins return, a Goldberg appearance, and then hyping up three big matches for Fastlane, with Roman Reigns going up against Braun Strowman, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass, who became the number one contenders. They're going to be going up against the Club, and then of course we're setting up the big rematch of your women's champion Bayley going up against Charlotte Flair. It's been a long time since in WWE we saw Seth Rollins. He's going to be coming back for the first time since his injury where he hurt his right ACL in the little twist up with Samoa Joe. Of course, you know, the plan was to do Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe at Fastlane, setting up Seth Rollins against Triple H at WrestleMania. In my mind, honestly, I thought that the injury was a horrible setback for Seth Rollins, who missed a big part of WrestleMania 32, as well as the calendar 2016 year. He was coming off, you know, the breakout of the Shield. Of course, he won the Money in the Bank. He cashed in and won at WrestleMania 31. He held that championship a lot longer than people really thought he was going to have it, and the only reason he lost it was due to injury. Seth coming back, with him having a match against Samoa Joe, I think that the match was really going to not hurt him, but I mean it's probably better that they're not doing Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe at Fastlane for the one reason of, you know, Samoa Joe coming in and losing his first pay-per-view match to set up Seth Rollins against Triple H at WrestleMania 33. That's going to be one hell of a match. You know that both of those guys are going to go in there and give it their all. In storyline, both of these guys have hated each other for well over a year, but when it comes down to it, Seth Rollins is one of the best NXT students to rise through the NXT ranks, and to go out there and have a match against Triple H, I'm sure is, you know, Triple H set out what NXT was going to be. I didn't think that he really thought that he was going to be making his future WrestleMania opponents, but for, you know, everything that Rollins has said about going through NXT and the struggles that came with it, and developmental holding him down, and then Triple H saying that he kept on pushing Rollins, that he had all the tools, but he, you know, didn't. If he didn't, like, what was he trying to say? He said that he was fighting with Terry Taylor and stuff like that, and those were the things that were holding him back. He could be the most, you know, ready guy in the roster, but if they don't have anything for him, they can't just push him through. But you know, for him to be able to have a WrestleMania match, you know how proud he was. I think it was WrestleMania 31 when they looked at the card and they noticed that every single match had somebody that went through NXT. You know, for him to have his first match against an NXT guy, well, I guess he had a match against Roman. I'm wasting a whole bunch of people's time, but it's going to be a fucking awesome match. From there, we have, you know, Goldberg showing up. He's going to be taking on Kevin Owens. In my mind, I'm thinking more of the WrestleMania 33 match. I'm thinking of Goldberg versus Brock. The Brock Lesnar promo last week with Paul Heyman, with Brock all up in our face, you know, just millimeters away from where the camera was an awesome setup for an interview. You really took his threats to Goldberg personally. You really believed that he was going to go through anything to get his hands on Goldberg and prove that he is the biggest threat in WWE. But Goldberg being on Raw means that Goldberg and Kevin Owens, who's the match at Fastlane, they're going to be in the same ring at the same time. So maybe we could get some physicality between them. I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, last week, the Braun Strowman versus Big Show match, I think, honestly, really didn't deliver. But for anybody who didn't fall asleep during the match, when Roman Reigns made his run-in at the end, it was a fucking awesome Superman punch. And honestly, in my mind, I think it's the best Superman punch that we've ever seen from Roman Reigns. He hit Braun Strowman right in the fucking mouth, and Braun didn't even go down. He didn't even kneel on one knee. He sort of spun around in a circle and was looking to kick some ass. Roman Reigns definitely is going up against his biggest battle in Braun Strowman. Braun's luck has to run up sooner than later. To me, honestly, especially if the plans are looking that they're going to do Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, my bet's that Roman's going to win clean at Fastlane. So more than likely, Braun is going to beat the piss out of Roman here on Monday Night Raw and give us something to go from there. Enzo Amore and Big Cass closed in on Big Gal and Andy. The club carrying the tag team championships. They're going to be making their first pay-per-view. What's the word I'm looking for? Defense. First pay-per-view defense. Enzo and Kaz going up against them it was honestly a big surprise, especially that they had the #1 contenders match against Sheamus and Cesaro and were able to pull it out. Enzo and Kaz being able to come up to the top. I'm not going to say that basically I think that they're a lot like Bayley, but I don't think that they're going to get the win in their first tag team trial. So we'll go with that. And then, of course, what shame does Charlotte Flair have in store for Bayley? Definitely, Bayley is the one who's always going to get tricked and beat up. She's probably going to go into every pay-per-view a little bit wounded, so I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte does get her hands on Bayley one way or another. But I don't think that Charlotte's pay-per-view streak is going to end at Fastlane. If it is going to end anywhere, it'll be at one of the big 2 pay-per-views, that being WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I don't see her losing on any other ones. So one way or another, she's getting that championship back, and I think it's going to come at Fastlane. That's your Monday Night Raw 5-point preview. Looking forward to the big pay-per-view. Look forward to you guys letting me know what you guys think about the big Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match, the Goldberg versus Kevin Owens match, and then, of course, Seth Rollins' return on Monday Night Raw. Peace out, everybody.